Welcome to the weekly breakfast, Bap, and have we had a week on breakfast? My goodness gracious, it was like a roller coaster ride of fantastic breakfast show stuff.
Yes, we have had a week on breakfast.
Is that positive enough for you? He's
yeah.
just been giving me a pep talk saying that the intros we've done so far, of which there have been 28 minutes worth, have all been very downbeat, not upbeat enough. So, look, I've got a smile on my face, and I'm ready to face the world. Here we go.
This is quite annoying, maybe not like this, but there's a happy medium between earlier. He was like Droopy the dog.
Why? Was I like Droopy the dog?
Hello, welcome to the Bapcast. And now he's like Jedward. You're just annoying. Find a happy medium.
I can never get it right with you, can I?
I'm trying to think of it.
Always moaning, and I'm quite pleased that this partnership is dissolving. It's like an Alka-Seltzer fizzing away, and it's the last fizz before the fizz runs out, and all you're left with is an Alka-Seltzer water.
We can take away the pain. What is Alka-Seltzer?
It's like an aspirin.
Okay, yes.
So you're right, yeah, it would take away the pain, but that's not very good for my analogy.
No, sorry. Maybe think of a better analogy? I think of it as a...
So you can't even think of an analogy. We're all analogied out. That used to be the thing on the Bapcast. We used to have analogies coming at you like we were frying... I don't even know what we're frying now. That's how bad things have got.
We've literally just exhausted our supply.
Basically, we're like oil, a finite resource, and the guys are sort of sitting around the well, and they're using all of their technology. They've got the tungsten carbide drills going down into the ground. There's, they've got in experts from other countries to come and try and get the good stuff out, but they're failing, and there's families and there's people's lives depending on this, but they're shaking their heads. There's a man in a suit with a hard hat on shaking his head, going like that. You can't even see me shaking my head because this is a podcast, but he's shaking his head, and there's a foreman there, and his head is in his hands because he knows that this is probably going to be the end to the industry. It's all closing down.
Can't they just find oil somewhere else?
This is the only place. They've looked everywhere else before. In fact, there was loads of oil everywhere else. This was the last bit of oil that they found.
So, can't they just switch to eco-friendly methods of renewable resources? For example, wind turbines, these analogy men.
Yeah, but these guys... Have you ever been to a wind farm?
That'd be a dull day out, wouldn't it? No, I haven't. I actually took my girlfriend there on our first date.
Did you? Well, there's a wind farm on our doorstep here. You must have seen the wind turbines.
Oh, I've seen wind turbines, yeah.
Yeah? How many people work at those wind turbines?
I don't think any people do.
No, they don't. How many people work at this analogy oil plant?
We've got two so far.
We've got two. There's other people there.
Right, okay.
Manoeuvring the drills in and stuff like that.
So all their jobs are gone?
All of their jobs are going because the mine, the breakfast show, the weekly breakfast Bap mine that's spewing out all of this goodness is coming to an end. There's only a couple of spurts left.
Hang on, is the oil in this analogy, is it a metaphor? I thought initially it was a metaphor for our lack of analogies, but now has it just got stretched to the lack of good material at all?
Hang on, wait a second. I thought I'd just hit a rich vein of analogy in order to tell you that our analogies have now dried up.
So now what's happened to the foreman and the workers? Is it suddenly there's a little dribble coming through?
No, they're walking away now. They've lost their jobs.
So they haven't noticed it?
They're phoning up their families. They're phoning up their wives and life partners and phoning them up and saying, look, hello, darling, I'm sorry, but, the Bapcast well, it's run dry. And we're out on the street. What? You saying we're out on the street? Oh, we're out on the street. Yeah. What's for tea? Oh, I don't know, mushy peas and gravy and stuff. Oh, that's great then. What's for pudding? We haven't got pudding. Can't afford that. Now we can't even afford to have a table anymore.
We're gonna have to use one of the children. They're gonna have to bend over.
Have to eat it off little Sammy's back.
Yeah.
All right, okay, see you later. That's the end of the conversation. But I think you're mixing things up here, because you're thinking that this is oil that these guys are drinking, but it's not. It's Bapcast material. It's analogies, wasn't it? Originally, it was an analogy well.
But now we've done a ridiculous analogy, so suddenly the oil has never looked so healthy, or the analogy well, or whatever the hell it is.
It's not, no, it's to do with the Bapcast as well.
Right, okay.
What I'm saying is, it's time for the workforce to go home, and it's time for them to rethink what they're doing.
But
in
I
their
feel
life.
bad now. I don't want the workforce to go home if they're going to have to eat food off a kid. That poor little kid. What if one of them has a hot drink and spills it?
You know, this is life.
Jeez.
In this particular analogy, these guys walking out now, the factory gates are shutting behind them.
One of them's going, "The dream's over, boys! Shut it down!"
The wrecking ball of machines are coming in with other people who seem to be happy about that. The naysayers, those people that actually didn't like this, going in with their big mechanical diggers, taking down the mine shaft and stuff like that.
So where does that leave us?
It leaves us with now saying, here are the best bits from this week's breakfast show.
Enjoy them while you still can.
The weekly breakfast back. Anyone? Anyone order the weekly breakfast back? With sauce, love.
Mansfield 103.2, the home of great music. Ron Sexsmith's there, starting off the 7 o'clock hour. It's Watko in the morning, the 21st of February, 6 minutes past 7. Good to have you with us.
Touch me in the morning.
And here is the story that we've picked out of the papers this morning that has touched us in some way, and it's to do with the clocks. Producer Rob is here. He is an expert on the clocks going forward and also back. So I've got him here to explain to us what exactly this means. But I'm going to read through the story first. Here it comes. Brits could soon be enjoying longer summer nights. Plans to move our clocks forward by an extra hour are to be unveiled this week by the government. The idea forms part of a new tourism strategy being drawn up by the Prime Minister David Cameron to make the nation a more popular holiday destination. Putting clocks forward by an hour to British summertime plus 2 hours ahead of Greenwich Mean Time would mean lighter nights for longer. As average temperatures in England tend to hover around 23 degrees Celsius in July and August, pub beer gardens would be kept busy until closing time. Summer sports, such as cricket and tennis, would be played for longer, and outdoor events such as concerts and open-air theatre could see a surge in popularity. Mornings would be a lot darker, though. But the plan has the support of safety campaigners, environmentalists, and also Tory MPs, or some of them. One said it could extend the tourist season and boost the economy by up to $3.5 billion a year. It was not clear last night whether the proposals would mean a 2-hour shift every spring and autumn. Scottish politicians claim darker winter mornings will increase the number of road accidents and put children's lives at risk. So then, Rob, over to you. What does this actually mean?
So, the way I see it, and I don't think it will happen, that's just my opinion. The way I see it is that, so do you know how when you have GMT, you have daylight saving time, and it goes forward an hour? They're going to put it forward 2 hours.
Right, okay, so we're in GMT now.
Yes.
Which is Greenwich Mean Time.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to do what?
They're going to put it, back 2 hours.
No. They're going to put it forward 2 hours, Rob. You're supposed to be an expert on this.
I've never claimed to be an expert on this.
Okay. When you go forward 1 hour, it goes to British summertime, yeah? But they want to take it 2 hours.
Yeah, but we're not in British summertime at the moment, are we?
No,
'Cause
we're
it's
not.
winter.
Exactly, but they're going to go forward. You look forward to the summer, and we're going to go forward possibly 2 hours.
Yeah, I know, that's
does
what I'm
that
saying,
mean?
in the summer.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
So that means instead of, do you know when you go, the clocks have gone forward an hour, when you're watching telly late at night, and they go, oh, remember the clock's going forward an hour, and you go, oh yeah, I'll set my clock so it's forward an hour. They'll go, oh, the clock's going forward 2 hours, and you go, oh, okay, I'll set it forward 2 hours. That's what it means.
No, I mean, as in, what's it going to do to our lives, Rob? Not as in, like, what we're going to be told when it happens, it's going to go forward 2 hours, and that's it. What's going to happen to our lives?
Our lives will remain exactly the same, but the theory is that, I don't know, in the summer, do you know it doesn't get dark until 9 o'clock, 9:30, something like that? It will take until 10:30 to get dark, so you'll be able to, staying... Well, it sounds like they want people to have a booze up in the pub for an extra hour. This is the message I'm getting from that story.
What happens in the mornings? This is the important thing for me, because I kind of like British summertime, because when you're doing a show like this, it's actually lighter in the mornings, it makes it easier to get up.
Well, that'll go.
Right, so let's say we move forward 2 hours now. It's not even light now, and it would be, just after 9 o'clock now?
Yep.
Surely that's madness, isn't it?
I don't know. This seems to go all the way from the top. I didn't actually have anything to do with this.
Yeah, but you're an expert.
I know.
The changes of the time.
They did consult me, and I was like, "This is madness. What are you doing? You're insane."
7:22 is the time. And talking of time, apparently proposals this week will be unveiled that could see Let's go forward 2 hours in the summer. The time, that is. And we've got our resident expert on time, producer Rob, here to tell us more about what this actually means for us.
Well,
Rob, what's happening? What's happening here, Rob?
Hang on, what do you want? Do you want some history on it, or I can tell you any aspect, or...
Right, I know, because you're an expert.
Perspective on this,
Right,
yes.
what I quite like first is, in a nutshell, explanation of what this means.
This would mean, in the summer, we go forward 2 hours, which would, we'd go back 2 hours.
No, forward 2 hours.
We'd go back.
No, we wouldn't go back.
Yeah, of course we'd go back.
Oh, my goodness gracious. We would go forward. We look forward to the spring. That's when the clocks go forward to British summertime. You're supposed to be an expert.
Why would they go forward?
Because they would go forward.
Hang on.
You're supposed to be an expert, Rob.
Hang on.
I built you up.
Hang on. Yeah, they would go forward.
Yes, they would. Right.
Okay.
Now, in a nutshell, what's actually happening here, Rob?
What would happen is they'd go forward 2 hours so that in the evening it would then be lighter for longer. So, for example, in the summer how it gets dark at 9:30, it would get dark at 10:30 instead. Because it's an extra hour on top of the hour we've already gone forward in British summertime.
I've got your CV here. It says you are an expert on time. I think you want to be starting to cross this off your CV.
Well, I can give you a bit of a history lesson, maybe redeem myself.
Okay.
Apparently this isn't a new idea. During the Second World War, they actually started double summertime.
Hang on, wait a second. I like that. That's catchy. I like the idea of that. Say that again.
Double summertime.
Say it in a summary way.
Double summertime!
Yeah! That sounds good. I didn't like this idea of British summertime +1, but when you said double summertime, things started to happen inside me. It started to make me feel happy.
It makes it sound like you get 2 lots of summer in one go. So like 2 ice cream cones at once.
Wow!
2 summer holidays at the same time. And yeah, it was introduced during the war. I'm not entirely sure why.
Hang on, wait a second. You're supposed to be an expert in time.
It was introduced and was used.
Are you reading that off a website?
No. During the winter, clocks are kept 1 hour in advance. Yeah,
hang on,
double summertime, isn't it? That's all you need to know.
You, sir, are sacked as our expert on time. We now need, on the Breakfast Show this morning, an expert on time.
You won't be able to find anyone.
Yes, we will.
You won't. Not as good as me.
I could drag somebody off the street and they'd be better than you, mate. Producer Rob was our resident time expert on the show, but he has now lost his job.
Ridiculous decision.
He's lost it. So we're hopefully going to get a new time expert, be able to make things clear. He's shaking his head. He's not very happy. Right, a little bit of music.
All you need time, a tick, a tick, a tick, a tick, time. Time is a thing. It's true. The time it brought me to.
So who's on the line then? Who is our new expert?
Well, the challenger to the expert, it's Phil from Mansfield Woodhouse.
Good morning, Phil.
Good morning, young man.
Right then, tell us what's happening here. Explain it to us simply.
Right, simply, what happens in the summer, when you wake up and it's very light, they're going to put the clocks forward 2 hours. So therefore, what you do, you wake up when it's still light at that time, but a bit dark, if you know what I mean. Yep?
Yep, I'm with you so far.
Right. At night time, it will stay lighter longer. Yep. So instead of going to bed when the sun is, you actually sleep in the dark hours.
Right, okay, but how will that affect us?
Right, that will affect us in certain ways. For example, safety-wise, right, all travel virtually is done during the daytime. But if you get lorry drivers on the roads at, say, 7:30, it can be still dark in the winter, but it will be light in the summer. In the morning,
Right, so will it now be, if we go forward 2 hours, be dark in the morning still?
It will be darker in the mornings, but don't forget the sun is more, what I'm looking for? Because the Earth tilts, we get more sun in the summer. Right, in the winter, we would say get maybe about 10 hours of sunshine a day. But in the summer, we can get up to 14 hours. And that affects the daytime.
Right, so will we be able to do more stuff then in the summer if we have... I like this way they're doing this. Double summertime, which they used to do... I think they did back in the war.
You will have more time to do things in the daytime. Because you won't have to go to bed so early, if you know what I mean. You'll go to bed when it's dark.
But what about kids, getting the kids to sleep in the evening, in the summer? That'd be impossible. It'd be light until like 11 o'clock.
Yeah, but kids virtually go to sleep when they want to, really. You know, I've got a young lad, and he stays up as much as he wants to, you know, virtually. But it's up to the parents. Of course, you get dark curtains and things like that, too, to make them go to sleep.
Blackout curtains.
Yeah, and this came about in the Second World War. Because of,
why did they do that, then? Was it to do with farmers?
They wanted the people to work during daylight hours, safety-wise, right, and to get them working at a maximum capacity. So instead of, say, if they wake up, say, 5 o'clock in the morning, and it was dark, they couldn't go to work until about 6 or 7. So therefore, they forwarded the clocks, and they could go to work when they woke up, when it was daylight.
Okay, well, the question is, do you think we should do it? As our resident time expert, I think he's got the job.
Yes, I do. For the simple reason, as he says, for example, if you get a Japanese bloke come across, and at 9 o'clock it's getting dark, and he's walking around London, or Manchester, or Mansfield even, looking at the sights, at 9 o'clock it all goes dark, he can carry on for another hour and look around.
Yeah, but is that Japanese tourist gonna really think, right, I'm definitely going now to England because I can have a look round, I can see Big Ben for longer?
Now, we can say to the Japanese bloke, right, you get an extra hour, but it's not up to us normal people to tell him that. It's got to be the government saying, look, come here, you get an extra hour.
Right.
Yeah, we can't just say to them like that.
So right, you are now our official time guy. Thank you so much for coming on.
No problem.
I think you cleared things up a little bit there.
But the poem you need is spring forward, fall back.
Loving it.
Yeah, so you spring forward. In the spring, you go forward, and in the fall, autumn, you fall back.
Right, we'll write that. I'm writing that down. Rob, you need that. Rob kept mucking it up earlier on.
Yeah, he did.
Which is rubbish. Well, thank you very much, sir.
No problem.
He is good. You see that? Look, that's what I need from you.
Hang on. Can we put this forward to a third party? Lisa from News is here. Who did you think was better, me or Phil from Mansfield Woodhouse?
Phil's still on the line, by the way.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Hi, I have the same mentality as Rob, so I'm going to go for Rob.
Yeah! Phil, I cannot believe that. You've actually filled us in, and you've got us thinking it in the right way.
Yep.
I don't understand, Lisa.
No.
Sorry.
I don't understand.
So
Sorry about that.
can I ask a question?
Well, ask our time expert.
Okay,
I'm here. I'm the time expert
No,
here.
you're not. Phil is the time expert.
Phil has the title, but in my heart, you're still the time.
Ask Phil.
Okay, Phil, does that mean we lose 2 hours or we gain 2 hours sleep?
Neither.
But, what?
You still sleep the same amount.
Well, you don't say that if we had 2 hours, then I'd be only sleeping.
No.
I think something like 3 hours.
Think about it. If you go to bed... Oh, you mean for that one day?
Yes.
For that one day, you will actually lose 2 hours sleep.
Oh, my crikey.
No, thank you.
Just no thank you to that, just for one day.
Just
Phil,
for one day, you would lose 2 hours sleep.
Phil, thank you so much.
But in the spring, you would have an extra 2 hours.
There you go. You get exactly.
That's brilliant.
You get 2 hours sleep, so you get them back.
Yep.
Okay. I'll let them off.
Okay. Cheers, Phil.
Okay, then. Bye.
Right, let's do this.
Radio Heaven. Radio Hell.
And who's on the line this morning then, Rob?
It is someone with very good music choice. We've got a good couple of Radio Heaven, Radio Hells lined up. And it's Christine Baker from Mansfield.
Hey, Christine, how you doing?
All right, matey, are you?
Yeah, not so bad. What are you up to today?
Not a lot, matey.
Not a lot. That's what I like to hear. You're going to be resting, putting your feet up, listening to Mansfield 103.2?
That's true.
That is the right answer. Right then.
Yeah.
What's your Radio Hell track then to start off with?
Boyzone.
Boyzone.
What, Radio L?
Yeah,
did you say?
Radio Hell first, yeah.
Oh, it's Dolly Parton, 9 till 5.
Okay,
Sorry.
let's have a burst of this. Why don't you like this?
I don't, it's boring.
It's just boring.
Yeah.
Okay, fair dues, right. And you saying Boyzone? Which Boyzone song?
It were, I forgot what it's called. No, it weren't. Oh.
Well, wasn't it I Want It That Way?
Yeah.
Well, that isn't the Boyzone track, that's the Backstreet Boys.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right, don't worry. This is the Backstreet Boys. See if this is the song that you wanted.
Yeah. That'll do.
Is this the one?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So here come your questions this morning. I am rooting for you. Want it that way.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? Right, okay, question number 1. Complete the road name where Mansfield 103.2 is situated. We're on Samuel Blank Way. Fill in the blank. Now, this guy has...
Brunts.
He's saying Brunts. You're right. Well done. On to the next question. Who presents the mid-morning show on Mansfield 103.2?
I forgot your name.
It's not me, I'm doing the breakfast show.
I know you are, yeah. Is it Watko?
No, that's me.
Oh, that's you, yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's a hell.
Oh, sorry, I don't know.
That's all right, don't worry. It's Norman Cox.
That's it, yeah.
You need to get this one right now. The final one. I do the breakfast show. I'm Watko, yeah?
Who are you again?
Yeah.
I'm Watko, and Norm does after me.
Right.
Now you know, for future reference. Right, finally, who does the drive time show on Mansfield 103.2?
Oh. I don't know, send me tell.
Just come on, just take a guess, come on. I'm rooting for you. Don't want to just send you to hell like that.
Oh, I can't actually think.
If you're going to hell, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Have a good rest of your day. You've won a mug anyway.
Have I?
Yeah, so don't worry. All's good.
That's alright then.
Sorry.
Okay.
Right now it's time to do the Smithy's Snack Bar competition reveal.
Smithy's Snack Bar, serving hot and cold food daily. Between 8 and 2, Monday to Friday. Opposite the Blackpool pub on Woodhouse Road. Fill up now at Smithy's Snack Bar.
Today, the order was for 30 cups of tea. I wonder what you do if in your own little greasy spoon, if somebody came and said, "I'll have 30 cups of tea, please." What do you do? Do you panic then? I don't know.
I don't know. I'd just be like, get out of my cafe.
Then you're turning away money.
Yeah,
you
but
would do that. I would try and endeavour to get 30 cups of tea out. Although I've only got a small kettle. What do you do? Do you go next door and ask, "Can I borrow your kettle, please? Because I've got a big order in." I don't know what you do. It's a good question. These are all questions that I'd ask myself if I was setting up a little thing. What happens if somebody comes in and says they want 50 bacon cobs? How am I going to cope with that? Rob, I'll just send them away.
I'll send them away.
I'll just say goodbye. See you later.
I just wouldn't stand for it. Wouldn't stand for the madness. Get out of there, I'd say. Maybe throw a sausage at them.
If somebody came in and said, "Can I have 10 breakfast bats?" You go, "Sorry, mate. There's a limited here. You can only have 3 at a time. See you later."
At 10, I'd be like, "You are pushing your blooming luck, sunshine. You're lucky this sausage isn't heading for your head as we speak." And I'd sort of reluctantly make them.
Yeah, you'd reluctantly make them, but they would leave because of your surly attitude as a...
Potentially.
Smithies, if you're listening, never employ him, because he would ruin it for you. What else would you do?
Well, just the amount of money they'd lose in sausages thrown at customers instead of used for eating and selling would be quite substantial.
Elaine's just phoned us up. Hi, Elaine. She's just travelling out and about across the area, and she's mobile at the moment. And she actually stopped her car to phone up and say that you need to get anger management courses going.
That's annoyed me.
She's right. She's absolutely right,
Well,
Elaine.
based on what?
Based on the way that you'd run a greasy spoon.
Look, all I'm saying is customers would know what they're going to get. There'd be no messing around. People would come in and they'd leave with what they wanted immediately.
Or not, as the case may be, if they came in with a rather tricky order. Oh, sorry, mate, we can't do that. See you later.
Potentially a flying sausage might have one of their eyes out.
Exactly, Elaine, you're right. I am going to look into it, and we'll see whether we can get him a little course to make things better.
Touch me in the morning.
And this morning's story from the papers is a story about sport. So, are you ready? Here it comes right now. Producer Rob is here, and we are talking about suits.
Suits?
Suits. I am wearing a suit right now. You aren't wearing a suit.
I'm not, no. So you don't mean the suits, like the big bosses. You mean literally suits, like shirts and ties and blazers and that kind of thing.
Jackets and trousers, yes.
Right.
Suits.
Smart clothing.
Yes. Now, well, how does this relate to sport, I hear you ask? Well, apparently dapper football managers like Jose Mourinho. Is that how you say his name? Was Jose or Jose? I forget now.
I think it's Jose.
Jose Mourinho.
That's exactly spot on.
Thank you. Who wear suits for matches get better performances from players. The team has more confidence in their coach's tactics if they see him turned out in a jacket and trousers on the touchline, experts have found. This has been proven by the Boffins.
Makes sense.
Why does it make sense?
Well, because I think you're right. Like, for example, you wear a suit to work.
And it has no effect.
No, but the flip side is, imagine if you just wore a hoodie to work. Imagine the chaos that would be raining down on us now. It'd be all over the place. I actually listen to you and stuff now, and I take on board when I mess up and you set me straight.
Well, you're one of the few people that do, and I'm not really sure I believe you. I've worn a suit now for many years. Nobody has looked up to me. Nobody.
I look up to you.
It's true, and it continues through to this day. People just think I'm a figure of fun. So I suggest that this is wrong.
So you're saying, based on personal experience...
Yeah, of wearing a suit, it's made no difference to my life whatsoever in my managing of people at Mansfield 103.2. In fact, I think people hate me more for it.
We can't possibly know whether that is true or not, because you need, like... Do you know when you do scientific experiments at school, you have a control?
Well, there is no control, is there?
Well,
Nobody hates me as deeply as the next here at Mansfield 103.2.
No, I don't
which
mean...
is very good, and I can name certain people this morning.
I don't mean like that. I mean a control, like, we'd have had to have another Ian who had spent the last 10 years just wearing hoodies and T-shirts and casual stuff, and then you can compare the two.
I used to wear just normal gear, you know, jeans, T-shirt, sometimes a shirt for
how
work.
long?
I used to wear that for a couple of years, or a year and a half.
And chart your respect levels.
My respect levels have always been rock bottom.
Regardless of suit or no suit. They've always been on zero.
Yeah, because when I wasn't wearing a suit, I was a nobody here.
Yeah.
I was just a guy who made the tea. And sometimes spoke on the radio if I was lucky, if I was asked.
Wow.
Then I wore a suit, and the graph did not go up. Just
not
stayed.
Even the tiniest bit.
Flatlined.
Not even the tiniest bit.
No.
What about when, like, work experience kids come in? Aren't they like, God, that guy means business. He's a presenter, and he's
for the first 5 minutes.
Well, there you go. There's
and
a
then
tiny
they're
little
polluted by the rest of them, telling them what an idiot I am.
There's a tiny little.
There is some truth to this. But so I think this is rubbish. If I was a player and my manager was wearing a suit, I'd say, here he comes.
Stuffy old.
All la-di-da, stuffy old footy manager.
So you want them to be dressed down?
I want them in a tracksuit, looking all sporty, looking like they could come on the pitch if I fell ill.
I disagree with you. I think tracksuits, they just look a bit scruffy. They're really scruffy. I don't like it.
What do you reckon? 01623 666 000.
I remember we had a games teacher, and he used to wear like a fishing sort of anorak smock, I think they're called, like a fishing smock, and no one had any respect for him.
Well, that's a fishing smock, isn't it?
that's why
I don't even know what one of them is.
That's why Captain Haddock never made it as a manager in professional sport.
It says here that even though these managers on the touchline should wear a suit on match day to inspire their players, when they are actually on the training ground, they must wear, like a tracksuit.
Okay, so...
to convince the players they can help them develop their skills, not go in a suit. I think our England manager goes in a suit to those things, does he? I don't know, I can't remember.
No, he wears tracky bottoms and that, yeah.
That's all right, then. The study also found that slim, fit managers, like Mourinho or Arsenal boss Arsene Wenger may find it easier to motivate their players than larger fat coaches.
Such as?
I'm not going to name any names.
Who does it say?
I'm not going to name any names.
I can't think of any fat football managers, you know.
We've got to be very careful here. I'm not going to name and shame anybody for maybe having a few pounds on the touchline. That's for the fans to do. You know that chant?
I'm familiar with the chant.
Yeah. When I went to the Stags recently, the opposing manager was a little bit tubby and they were doing that to him.
Really?
I was up in Q Block and they were giving it, the big one.
Dare I ask, did you join in?
No, I did not.
You just sat
But
there?
I did record it. I did record it. I've got that somewhere.
An accessory to the
just
crime.
In case we need it. Not that we could play it. I think we did play it. I think we played it, and I beeped out the offending words.
We did, yeah.
I think we did. Anyway, this is all done by sports psychologists. They've decided that managers should wear suits, and I suppose that kind of works in the workplace as well. But I have no experience of that.
Not for you.
Not for me. No. Football managers who wear suits are better football managers, and they get better results with their players than the ones that wear tracky bottoms and scruffs. I've never seen somebody on the touchline, though, wearing jeans and a T-shirt. So maybe that would be better.
Or just pyjamas.
Well, pyjamas. A manager in pyjamas might get 3 points every week.
A vest and some underpants.
You'd be kind of scared of him a little bit.
With a bowl of cereal in his hand.
Yeah, maybe he's dressed like Andy Pandy. I think that's the thing that managers should do. They should have one day of the football season where they can wear what they want. Like when you used to go to school. So you could go in a pirate's uniform. So you'd see Sam Allardyce running around on the touchline, shouting and screaming in a pirate's uniform. Duncan Russell could be, wearing the Sammy the Stag outfit.
What do the managers stand to gain out of doing that, though? Are they raising money?
They could raise money for charity on that day.
Okay.
And also, it gives a bit of a laugh, wouldn't it? And also, we see whether the players, do a good job for, say, a manager who's dressed as,
a mummy?
Yeah, a mummy from Egypt, all wrapped up in bandages. That would be a good one. I can't think of anything else that a manager should be dressed as. Maybe you can help us out. 01623 666 000. But I don't get this suit thing. But the psychologists and the scientists and the boffins say that the suit definitely works. So if you're a football manager out there, if you're managing an under-16s football team, make sure you go in that suit this weekend and see whether you can inspire the young lads into getting a performance. I'm sure not many, managers at those lower leagues do wear suits.
No.
There's no point, is there?
And I think people should bear in mind, if you are managing a younger team, the stuff we're talking about dressing up, that hasn't been cleared yet. It's not official.
No, we've not actually got a date on that yet.
Just an idea.
I'm going to write to the FA this afternoon.
Okay.
And I'm going to say it's Manager's Mufti Day.
Manager's Mufti Day?
I think that's what it's called, isn't it? Where you can wear what you want?
I don't know. I've never heard of Mufti before. Apparently Richard Branson, some of the best deals he struck as the MD of Virgin was because he held the meetings in his bedroom and he was in his bed.
So he's in his PJs?
Potentially he's in nothing at all.
Crikey. I'm not sure I want to be doing a deal with a man being ushered into his bedroom. It's very decadent. It's like you're working with some kind of king.
I wouldn't like to come in to work tomorrow and find you sat behind the desk in kind of you've brought a futon into the studio and you're just lying in bed presenting the show from bed.
What do you wear in bed, by the way?
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
I wear nothing.
You're a nothing guy.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's dirty.
I love it.
Because the sheets have got, all the bed bugs in there and everything. You know what I have? I'm a boxer short and T-shirt man.
Oh, what, like a little kid?
Yeah, I'm like a little kid. I'm a boxer short and T-shirt guy. Now you know. Now you've got that information.
Well,
I'm not sure what you do with it. Now you've got it. But there you go.
That's true, yeah. I was going to say, I don't really know what to do with that.
I use old T-shirts. So I quite like using my friend's 98 T-shirt. That's a nice, comfy one. I've also got a T-shirt that says The Overnight Crew.
Yeah, that kind of works.
It's cool. And then just the boxer shorts, different colours.
What sort of tightness do you go for? Are they loose-fitting or are they kind of...
Always loose-fitting.
Not holding things in place?
Always loose-fitting. I just like to be, relaxed in bed. I couldn't do the whole naked thing. No.
I love it.
Oh, not for me. I was tempted to get some PJs recently. Anyways, not that you need to know about this.
What
me and producer Rob were in bed. You were talking about Richard Branson doing his...
Oh, that was it.
I would not conduct a meeting in bed either.
I'd forgotten because I've now got this image of you going to bed in your France 98 T-shirt and some baggy boxers. I can't get it out of my head.
Right, okay. We're doing the Smithy Snack Bar competition. One word for it this morning. controversy.
It was messy. I was in Studio 2 taking the calls, and I was confused by the end of it.
Were there angry people?
Not angry people, just befuddled people, I think.
Okay, right. And what was the strangest answer you got? Don't name anybody.
One was massively out. Someone said around the £45 mark, which, you know, the jumbo hot dogs alone would double that.
My strangest answer was, because I was answering phones too, because it was very busy, £26.
Whoa.
Somebody said, which is way off.
That'd be a bargain.
And I even said on air it was over £100.
Yeah.
This is the maths. Let's do the maths. Let's run through the maths. Right. The order was 50 jumbo hot dogs, 20 sausage rolls, and 1 hot chocolate. So let's break this down.
Break it down.
Let's do the jumbo hot dogs first. 50 of them at £2. So 2 50s.
100.
100.
Yeah.
Bang. So we're already at the £100 mark before we've even brought in the sausage roll and the hot chocolate. We go on to the next stage now. Yeah? 20 80p's.
Right.
Okay? What are 2 8s?
16.
16. Bang.
Yeah, yeah, right.
You're there.
Mm-hmm.
£16. That's a simple way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, a hot chocolate. He had one of these, so £1.10. Let's add them up. So 100 plus the 16, 116. Then plus the hot chocolate,
£1.10.
£1.10. £117, 10 pence.
That was the answer.
That was the answer. We got there. We did it. We made it.
Eventually.
We made it.
Yes.
So who of these beautiful, bright young things are going through to tomorrow's draw to win a breakfast of 2? By the way, somebody phoned up and said they weren't available Friday. It doesn't matter whether you're available Friday. This breakfast, you can take it whenever you want. You just win it on Friday. So everybody's in the draw. Who is winning?
Who's going through to Friday's draw?
Yeah.
It's Tim Newcomb from Plessy Vale.
Well done, Tim. I like that. Tim worked hard, because Tim phoned through to me, got it wrong, and then he phoned back to you and got it right.
And it just shows, you know, persistence pays off. Try, and try again. I think we should make the Tim Newcomb story into a film.
Great idea.
Spielberg, Hollywood. It'd be fantastic.
Can Tim play himself?
Tim can play himself. Can we? I don't think we're attractive enough to be Hollywood superstars, so we'd have to get Matt Damon in answering the phone.
Tom Cruise for me.
Tom Cruise for you. It's a bit of a leap of imagination.
Hang on.
But
what are you saying? He's
nothing.
perfect.
And that could be a beautiful story.
Well, Tim, you go through to Friday's draw. You might be pulled out tomorrow to win 2 breakfasts, courtesy of Smithies. And we'll work on this. Obviously, if you're happy with this, we'll work on the screenplay. And we'll approach 20th Century Fox and the Weinsteins.
Of course, I will be keeping all the money, as it was my idea. So, Tim, if you're happy to work for free, you'll have to pay for your own flights to Hollywood. But
Tim, if I've decided to go it alone now. I'm going to write the screenplay to it. And if you want to come with me, we split it 50-50. He's out of the picture. Mansfield 102.2, the home of great music. Irene Cara and Flashdance from the movie Flashdance. Love that movie. Have you seen that movie, Rob? Wow!
I don't think I have, actually.
It's about this lady who's a welder by day, but a dancer by night. Yeah! Loving the Flashdance!
Sounds
In fact,
good.
I would like to dedicate this whole show to Flashdance. I want to have a Flashdance morning.
How do we do that?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have had shows where I've dedicated the whole show Flashdance night.
Right.
And people have to do a spot of welding whilst they're listening to the show.
Okay.
Obviously wearing the protective goggles. And also pour some water over yourself. Because that's the famous scene, you see.
Yeah,
So
no,
yes,
I've seen that scene.
You must have seen that.
Yeah.
Where the water comes from the sky.
Where does it actually come from?
From the sky. Well, not actually like it's raining, but like from the sky. Somebody above her has poured a bucket over her.
Right, okay.
There's like obviously some kind of... She's pulled a chain and a barrel has flipped full of water in this club, in this dance club, in this gentleman's club. She's pulled it and it's gone all over her and she's dancing and she's titillating and she's gyrating.
Sounds good. I like the sound of the gyrating.
I think the Charlie Sheen stuff in the papers has gone to my head this morning.
Maybe.
But I do love a bit of Flashdance. At one stage, I was trying to put this together, Rob, but it didn't happen. I wanted to have a screening of Flashdance at the local cinema and get everybody to come down. We all enjoy the film Flashdance. We eat popcorn. The listeners come along. Some of my close friends come along. Do a bit of performance art before the show. And then we watch Flashdance, and maybe all of the money raised during the night would go to charity. But I've never ever managed to put on this film. It doesn't matter whether it's Flashdance or not. I quite like the idea of putting on a film at the cinema, getting, listeners to come down. We have a night out at the cinema, and then the money raised, maybe we take round a bucket, goes to charity. But we have a night out at the cinema together, so we can hang out and get to know you.
Not at the cinema, you couldn't.
Yes, you could.
Because you sat in silence.
At the start, though, I said that we would go round and, give out chalk ices. Maybe you would dig into your pocket,
That's not going to happen.
breakfast fund, the breakfast slush fund, and then we'd get everybody a chalk ice in the audience, and they'd love us forever. And they would never forget that experience of going to the cinema with Watko and producer Rob. And they would talk about it for years to come. They say, remember those guys? They took us to the cinema, they gave us a chalk ice, they made us watch Flashdance. Don't hold that against them. But it was a great night.
Right, I think in theory it's a nice idea.
Are you poo-pooing my idea there, Rob?
But so is communism.
Ah, come on. Don't bring out the communism card right now. Still people very happy with that.
When do you want it to happen?
I don't think it's going to happen. It's one of these dreams. It's one of these dreams. It's like, one day, take everybody to the cinema. Take all the listeners to the cinema. All my listeners. As a thank you for supporting this rubbish. Listen to the silence there. This is the reason why part of me, I know you're leaving, and it is upsetting, but part of me's quite excited because my new guy might have a bit of enthusiasm for my ideas.
Because you're pitching this idea to me. Imagine you're in, like, the Dragon's Den and I'm sat there and I've got my money.
Am I not animated? Am I not showing you the passion behind this?
You went, oh, well, it's like going into Dragon's Den and going, oh, I've got this great idea for something. It's never going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's just, a pipe dream. But, there's the idea. Duncan Bannatyne wouldn't be going like, love it. He'd be like, okay, but it's not going to happen.
Is Duncan Bannatyne all right? Is he well?
He's lost his mind.
I'm a bit concerned for him. He shouldn't be on the panel if he's like that.
Touch me in the morning.
Yeah, Touch Me in the Morning. It's something in the papers that has caught our attention, and today's story, not often we do a front page story, is on the front page of The Sun. And I'm not going to read out the headline, because it's a little bit rude, but I will tell you about the story. I can't believe it.
What's happened?
I mean, these things get everywhere. Actually, most mornings I see one. What am I talking about? Most mornings I see one. What do I see most mornings, Rob? I'll put that question to you first up. I see you.
You see me. You see. I don't really know.
Shower head.
Shower head. You see your reflection in the mirror,
and I go, oh! I tried to avoid looking at that.
I think that's probably about it, isn't it? Obviously, you see your house, your car, and then.
Well, when I'm driving in between here and the station, I often spot a little cheeky fox going about his business down in the quarry in Mansfield, because that's where I live.
Is it the same fox? Do you think?
It might be the same one, I don't know. They all look the same to me, them foxes. They don't have, name badges on them.
No, but it might be a big one, it could be a small one.
Anyway, the story's about a fox.
Okay.
So you'd expect to see it in an urban environment now. The fox kind of lives alongside us humans. But you wouldn't expect a fox to be living up a skyscraper, would you?
You certainly would not.
No, you would not. And that's the reason why this is front page news.
I'm surprised this has got on the front page, with everything that's going on in the world.
A death-defying fox cub has been found living off builders' food scraps at the top of Britain's tallest skyscraper in London. The skyscraper, which is currently being built, is called the Shard and is taller than the Eiffel Tower. The vertigo-free vermin, that's what it's being called.
Yeah, it's clever.
Dubbed Romeo by rescuers.
Okay. Is he right at the top of it?
Inched his way to a dizzying 945 feet up London's huge Shard Tower before getting stranded on its 72nd floor summit until he got right to the top.
How did it? What?
I don't know.
Did it take the lift? How did it get up there?
Maybe it was because I've seen the cartoons, when they're building sort of a building, they sort of drag up wood on sort of pulleys. Maybe he was on one of those pieces of wood.
He just snuck on.
Somebody snuck on there, and the builders just brought it up. And they thought that their snap was going to be on it, thought there was going to be some food. And it turned out, hang on, it's a fox! Ah! And it jumped off.
And how's it surviving? Are they giving it food?
Well, no, because it's stealing food.
Oh, right.
The builders. It's some of the thinnest builders in the history of Britain working at the top of that tower.
It's like when people have a tapeworm.
Exactly.
And the tapeworm takes all the
I
food.
don't understand. How come you're getting thinner, Fred? I don't know. You're only giving me one sandwich. I gave you 3. Well, there was only one sandwich in my little box. It's been stolen by the fox.
Does he have a name?
Yeah, I've told you, Romeo.
Romeo, sorry.
Short attention span, this lad.
Sorry.
Yes, they gave it a name, Romeo. And there's lots and lots of story about this.
There's it's got about 2 whole pages, and it's got the front page and one of the middle pages.
Yeah, people saying, this is a fantastic story. It's Fantastic Mr. Fox, you see.
Yeah.
The old Roald Dahl book. Foxes can climb trees to evade predators or stalk prey. Some people suggesting that it climbed up the side of this tower.
No
to get up
way.
To the top, maybe.
Foxes don't attack things from trees.
This fox, right, was using them suckers that you've seen on Mission Impossible.
How did he get hold of them?
That's my impression of a fox using suckers to go up a building.
How did he get hold of the suckers? Where did he get them from?
Got them from Home Depot.
Right, okay. Do they serve foxes?
Of course they do. Serve anybody who's got money these days.
Right.
It's tricky times out there.
And he suckered his way up to the top. Oh, God.
Mansfield 102.2, the home of great music. For Foxy! I love that song, Rob.
Oh, it is brilliant. I like it.
The sweet Fox on the Run to celebrate this morning.
Touch me in the morning.
Unbelievable story about a fox cub that made an amazing skyline climb all the way to the top of Britain's biggest building that's currently being built at the moment in London. A fox was found on the 72nd floor by builders.
So he wasn't really on the run. He was on the climb.
Fox on the roof, do-do-do, he is on the roof. Bum-bum-bum, the builders have lost their sandwiches, for Fox is on the roof.
Perfect, yeah,
That
lovely.
was good.
No, I think he's better.
Sorry, I enjoyed that, actually. I'm going to go away today and just sing that to myself.
Well, your version or the Fox on the Run version?
My version.
Okay.
It clawed its way, apparently, 945 feet to the top of this building. How did it get up there? There's the question for you. The builders reckon it went up on a lift, pressing the number 72 button. Bing! Going up, sir? That's my impression of a fox.
Elevator music in the background.
Yeah, I'm loving that.
Awkward silence as the builders there going, do we talk to the fox? What do we do?
The fox is thinking, look at the size of their lunch boxes. I'm going to get my hands on that, and I'm going to go hiding. And when he gets up to the top, and he's like, hang on, this isn't the park. Crikey me. So there you go. I'm trying to read through this. He finally returned to Earth by pest controllers who completed a terrifying climb up the building's central stairwell before catching him in a baited cage. The poor old pest controllers were not used to the heights.
If I was a pest controller, I'd be really hacked off if someone was like, right, you're going to have to risk life and limb to rescue this fox. I'd be like, it's a fox. Who cares?
Just leave it up there.
Well, I'd just be like, it's not worth the risk.
I'm just having a look here. There's all kinds of information about foxes in the paper. A red fox can run up to 30 miles per hour and vault fences 7 feet high.
No.
Yeah, these are like super beings.
That can't be true.
Also, foxes have displayed a high level of intelligence. They test electric fences for weakness systematically, apparently.
How do they do that?
They just run up to it.
Yeah, send the weaker ones to go and touch them.
They live 2 to 3 years, can survive more than 10 in captivity. Famous foxes include Basil Brush.
It's not. That doesn't count.
Yes, it does count. Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Okay.
The movie star Megan Fox. And also the Hollywood film studio 20th Century Fox.
Yeah.
They were struggling to name famous foxes in the paper this morning.
They got the work experience boy doing that one.
And their favourite song, Fox on the Run by the Sweets. We could probably come up with a whole list of songs to do with foxes. Why not get in touch? Let's compile a list of songs to do with foxes.
Sitting on the Fox of the Bay?
Sitting on the Fox of the... What's the fox doing there?
Well, he's up at a hotel or whatever it was earlier.
All right, I suppose.
They get anywhere.
Radio Heaven. Radio Hell.
line this morning, Robert?
It's Andy Salmon.
Good morning, Andy.
Morning, mate.
How you doing, sir?
I'm fine, you?
Yeah, not so bad. You know, I'm ready for the weekend. What are you up to today?
Work.
Ooh. What are you going to be doing at work today? Anything exciting or just the usual?
Just the usual.
And where do you work? Do you want to give your colleagues a mention?
It's Tesco's at Ollerton.
Do they listen in?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Hopefully they're listening today. Hello to everybody at Tesco's in Ollerton. And he's on the radio. He's won a mug already before we even start. So are you ready to reveal what your songs are this morning?
Yes, mate.
Okay, well, first up, let's start with your Hell track. What would be Hell for you?
Any by Wham.
Any by Wham. I've lined this one up. The Wham rap.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you like Wham? They're great, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, but it's just sometimes annoying when you can hear it from the shop.
All right. Okay. What's your least favourite Wham track?
Wake Me Up. Before you go.
Wake me up before you go. Don't leave me hanging on like a yo-yo.
How does that make you feel, Andy?
I can't say it on here.
Robbie doesn't like the Wham.
He's not a fan of the Wham.
He doesn't like it. So what would be your heaven track?
Lippo Fatty by Bad Manners.
Ah, that's a good song. That's a good Friday track. We don't have a little snatch of that to play right now, but Rob's going to sing a bit.
Oh my God, it's going to rain.
Hang on, Andy. Can we have silence, please? Lippo Fatty reggae. Live fatty reggae.
There you go. So you need to get more than one right to get that played. The proper version, not Rob's version. What?
Yeah, please.
Okay, here we go. Here come the questions. Question number 1 this morning. In which local village did Maid Marian and Robin Hood get married according to the legend?
Edwinstowe.
St. Edwinstowe. You are right. Ding! On to question number 2. If you've been listening this morning, you will know the answer to this. What do I see most mornings when I'm coming out of the quarry in Mansfield coming to work? What do I see most mornings? Rob's even forgotten.
I have. Totally.
A little foxy! You need to get this one right now. Come on. I'm rooting for you. We want to hear Bad Manners. Do you know your service stations? Do you know your motorways?
Some of them, yeah.
Right, here we go. He's going to get it right, Rob. This is good news. Which service station would you find on the M1 between junction 28 and 29?
Leicester Forest East.
And you have another go. Leicester's further south.
In Sutton.
Hang on, right. If there's anybody out there that can help Andy, call now and give him a helping hand. 01623 666 000. We want Bad Manners.
Oh, it's on the way to Chesterfield, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in between the Sutton turn-off and the Chesterfield... No, there's somebody calling now, hang on. Hello, caller.
Good morning. Is it Trowel?
Saying Trowel?
Trowel.
So who is this, by the way?
Pauline Astor from Mansfield Woodhouse.
Pauline, it's not Trowel.
Oh, sorry.
What are you trying to do to him?
Sorry.
Anybody else want to help out?
Anyone else in for a shout? Oh, we've got another.
You're live on air with Andy Salmon.
Is it Tip Shelf?
You're saying Tip Shelf. What's your name, sir?
Keith Payne.
Right, Andy, you going to go with Keith?
Yeah, why not?
Say it then.
Titchwell.
Sorry? No.
Say it again,
Say
Keith.
it again.
Tip Shelf.
Tip Shelf.
He's going to heaven, Keith. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Steve.
Unbelievable.
Is it Bidwell?
So there you go. Those were the bits. They certainly cheered me up a little bit.
Yeah.
Some good stuff this week.
Yeah,
Love
nice.
that Andy Salmon call. That was good, and the other people getting involved. I think that's the best ever Radio Heaven, Radio Hell. The Radio Heaven, Radio Hell earlier on in the podcast with the lady on, I didn't really know very much.
No.
At the time, I was devastated by that, but on listening back, on reflection, it was quite funny seeing me wriggle away on air with the lady there. But she didn't seem that bothered.
I think what had happened as well is she'd forgotten she was going to be on. So she didn't really. I think she was still in bed while she did it.
Oh, there you go. There's somebody in the background, though, wasn't there, just chirping away, and I didn't ask what he was saying. Maybe if she'd listened to that person, she might have won. You never know. Anyway, so the big question is this going to be the last Bapcast? Well, in the week I had a Twitter rant. I was saying that I'm sick of editing all this rubbish, and I'm not going to do a last one now. This is going to be the last one. I don't know whether there's going to be a last one. What?
I was just going to say, it made for unpleasant reading, the Twitter rant.
You didn't even see it.
No, I did. I saw it. I looked over it after you told me you'd had the rant, and I read it, and I was like, geez, wow. I've never seen a man have a breakdown on a social networking site before, and there it was.
So I don't know whether there's going to be another one. I'm going to leave it open-ended. So there might be one next week.
Well, I need to know, because...
Why do you need to know?
Well, because I'm part of it.
You're on a need-to-know basis.
Yeah, exactly, and I need to know.
Well, you leave at the end of next week, so there is possibility of one more, isn't there?
Potentially, but the show on Friday finishes at 10. I was kind of hoping to be out the door by
5
2
past.
2 minutes past,
Right,
not 5. Whoa.
Thought as much.
So I don't know how we're going to do the intros and stuff.
Okay, well, there won't be one next week. That's easy, sorted.
Perfect.
But what we do need is to finish off the competition. Thanks for all those people that got in touch. We were so overwhelmed by the email entries that my computer went down for 5 hours because it was just so stuffed full of entries. So thanks to all 2 of you for getting in touch. And
well, hang on.
What?
There were 3, weren't there? There were 3?
Well, if you count a spam message as an entry, then yeah. Mr. ZZXXYY223, unfortunately, you've been unlucky this week. Do we seem bitter? Yeah, we are a little bit. No, I'm only teasing. We've loved every minute of it, Ian said, crying inside. So the actual winner is, joking aside, is Tony Binks.
Tony Binks.
Tony Binks, well done to you. You knew that the answer was Arthur the gnome, who is currently residing in Studio 1, which I can actually see him from where I am. And I can see our mid-morning guy working away there too, doing his show.
Is Tony Binks any relation to Mr. Jar Jar?
I doubt it very much, because Jar Jar Binks is a fictional CGI character from the Star Wars movies, the second set of Star Wars movies, but the prequel movies to the original Star Wars. And Tony Binks is a real-life man from Sutton in Ashfield. So...
The
chances are he's probably not related to him. But the chances are very high that he might have seen that movie. So now, don't expect a Christmas card from him.
Me so proud of Tony for getting onto... Hang on, that sounded... How does Jar Jar Binks talk?
I apologise for his Jar Jar Binks impression there, Tony, and well done. I will be in touch with you about your prize. So then, the not-too-shabby bit... We haven't got one this week. We haven't got one. Because this is it. This is the end. This is it. Surely we can roll out something for a...
Not too shabby bit.
Not too shabby bit. Maybe last week?
Have we had a gaff of the week from this week?
Probably, but I don't want to dwell on those. What about something from last week that we didn't put in the end, but was quite funny? I was trying to remember what it was. There was something, because I was playing it to somebody at the weekend, and it's quite funny. What about us talking about Freddy the Clown? Should we use that?
Yeah, why the hell not?
Freddy the Clown ordered some food on the Smithy Snack Bar competition, and we gave him sort of a bit of a life story, a bit of a backstory, so you could relate to Freddy the Clown a little bit. So here it is, the not too shabby bit. Right, it's time for this. Oh, goodness. Right, okay, so here's the menu. Listen to it carefully, and then we'll give you an order, and then you've got to add it up, and then give us a call on 01623 666 000 to get yourself into the draw, into tomorrow's draw, to win 2 breakfasts, courtesy of the guys down at Smithy's on Woodhouse Road.
On today's special menu at Smithy's, a sausage roll, 80p, a BLT, £1.80, a jumbo hot dog, £2, and a hot chocolate, £1.10.
The shop today, we've had Freddy the Clown. Freddy the Clown, yeah.
Freddy the Clown?
Yeah. He's a local circus? Not a local circus. A circus has travelled into town, and Freddy's hungry, so he went out.
So who do we have today?
Freddy the Clown.
Oh, I thought you were saying you had Freddy the Clown yesterday.
No.
Who did you have yesterday?
Somebody called Freddy.
That's why I got confused, I think.
It was Freddy the Clown today. And,
Okay.
and his order is as follows. He's quite a selfish clown. He's just gone out on his own.
Yeah.
Bought a jumbo hot dog and a hot chocolate. That's all he's got.
He's doing it on the cheap then.
He's just doing it. Well, he's just doing it for himself.
Yeah, but we've had people...
He's not friends with the lion tamer. They really fell out.
Really? What, over what?
Basically, Larry is his name. Larry the lion tamer made Freddy the Clown put his head into the mouth of the lion.
Okay.
And said, "Don't worry, it's all fine." Anyway, the lion snapped its jaws shut, and Freddy was all right. He got some lacerations, but luckily the paint that he has covers up the scars.
So now he looks more like the Joker in Batman.
No, he's just a little bit pierced.
Okay. But he was all right. He survived having his head bitten by a lion.
Yeah. So he's not very happy with Larry the lion tamer.
No.
And he's not friends with the higher wire guys as well.
Do they mock him?
They made him go on the high wire.
Mm.
And he fell off. And they didn't have the correct
health and safety
things in place, because it wasn't during the actual thing, and he broke his legs.
Well, I can see what
both of them.
So what, he dragged his scarred face to the bakery.
This is this is a while back. He's healed up since.
He's all right now.
01623 666 000 is the number that you need if you know how much Freddy the Clown's order comes to. He just went for a jumbo hot dog and a hot chocolate. We'll play that again for you in a few moments' time. So there you go.
Poor old Freddy the Clown.
Yeah, well, just think about how the fact he's now recovered. He's not friends with those guys anymore. He still works for the circus because he needs the money. But the thing is, right, he's all healed and he wants to go and get some food, and he wasn't getting anything for anybody else. He's fallen out with most of them at the circus.
You've got to have some self-respect, though, at some point. Sure, he needs the money, but I'm sure you and me could go and get money doing various things, but we don't do it. And he's just putting himself through all that.
He loves the job, right? Okay, he loves the clowning, but he doesn't like the people. And sometimes that happens at work, doesn't it? You just have to keep on going on. If you love the job, you just keep on going, even if you don't like the people. And that's what Freddy's doing. And fair play to him, and a pat on your back, Freddy. And don't let them terrors down at the circus get you down. Turn that frown upside down, Freddy the Clown.
I suppose you can do that easy, because you can just paint it on.
Paint it on.
Mansfield 105.9